Okay, right. So we have a few days left to 2024 before we reach 2025. So let's take a quick look back at the year 2024 lah. So in year 2024 in photos, right? So I kind of like this one. This is a late entry. I got this from the lower division games. The goalie trash back just to see the ball. Luckily for this one, the ball didn't go in lah. Hit the tiang, bounce back out. And then another memorable photo for me this year is actually by Jiaqi. So for this one, right, is Mariam celebrating. What I really like about this picture is the various components happening in the background. So you have Shannon down here, Shannon and Jae Hing celebrating, and then you have the spectator stands here with Mariam's mother also celebrating. So I really like this one. Then I also did a little bit of other sports. Football, not gonna lie, the pictures are actually can be quite nice lah. Then there's also wheelchair rugby. Okay, so this one volleyball, you can see the spikes coming in already. Cannot block, and then the ball come back right to her face. So she saved the ball with her face, and the teammate managed to carry on the play. Yeah, so went back to did a little bit of marathon. Okay, so for this particular one, I was actually trying to get the father and son to pose for a shot. There were some kids playing ball at the background, but as you can see, just behind the father is the seconds before disaster moment. So we are the ball hit the father lah, just nice. Let me capture. So all these memorable photos aside, right, I also caught a few memorable what I call naughty photos. So this year managed to catch quite a few chicken wings lah, unfortunately. But this one, right, takes the cake lah. So this is my most dramatic photo for the year. Yep, this is the one where Satish launched himself out of the boards with KG stick. Yeah, you all can go and look for this the whole sequence for yourself lah. It's all up there in the wow in the open. Yeah, so this one takes my most dramatic photo of the year. Alright, so a channel summary. So now for the channel in 2024. Right, so this is the Premier League's viewership summary. So I thought you all might be interested. So in terms of views and number of hours watched is more or less about 2 to 1. You can see from this side. Yeah. Then down here we have the number of views for the men's side, top game. We have the number of views for the women's game. Yeah, also more or less 2 to 1. Then we have the peak concurrent viewers, men's final, peak concurrent viewers for the women's game, which is the Wonder Sticks Titans game 3 lah. Yeah, so this is for the channel. This is on the Premier League, right? So now for what happened in 2024. Okay, so now what happened in 2024, right? So in January we have the IVP. So for IVP, the TP Women's won, and then RP Men's won IVP. Okay, and then in March, we have a new GM, Alex. Alex here as a new GM. Okay, in April we have the NSGBD. So 29 April. So we have Swiss Cottage girls winning, and then the DS boys winning, NSGBD. Okay, then we also have the Tri Nations, where Australia and New Zealand were also here to prepare for the WFCQ. So the WFCQ happened in Philippines, and unfortunately the men's team did not qualify lah for the first time in 10 years. Right. So in May we also have the Women's U19 WFC. So our girls, we finished 11th place, the highest placing for any national team performance out there lah. So we also have ADIF in May. So VS clean sweep both the boys and girls championships. Okay, and then in May was also the Strafetta Cup and the start of the Division 1 Premier League. Right, and then in June, the women's team won the Team of the Year at the Sport Awards. In July, Pesta Sukan. In July there was Pesta Sukan. And, oh wait, in August we have SG Open, and in August we have the CTIF. So CTIF we have TKGS Girls, and then VS Boys winning the championship. Okay, and then we have in September. In September we have Ryan coming in as the new GM. Okay, so that's September. And then the men's U19 team also went to the Solomon Islands for their qualifiers. Then they qualified with Australia. Okay, and then in October, what happened in October? October was the playoffs, right? So Wonder Six ladies won, and then Orion Star also won the playoffs for the men's. So there's also the whole relegation debacle. So by now, everyone should have seen this one. So everyone should have seen the Scouts opening trials for their Premier League. So this pretty much confirmed that we're playing 16 teams next season. Okay. So we'll leave it to the office to issue the official statement on the whole thing lah. Then October was also Sonic, right? Sonic, we have NTU women's and the men's clean sweep Sonic finals. Yeah, but unfortunately, this is also part of the year where the injuries start to come in with all the games starting to stack up already. So November, December, we also have Polite. Yeah, Polite, we have the RP men's winning champions, and then we have the IT girls. They went and won the women's side for Polite. Yeah, again, Polite also got a few scary injuries. We have that horror ankle dislocation, and then also the concussion case. Yeah. So in November, right, there was also supposed to be the IMAC. IMAC is the Asian Indoor Martial Arts Games, but it was cancelled. So it being cancelled very late, right, through the national team plans quite a bit. So there were no Women's AOFC Cup. And then for the men's side, in its place, we had the men's Tri Nations again. This time, the men's team, they went to Thailand, okay, together with Malaysia and Thailand. So we played there. November, right, there was also the Youth League. Yeah. So the Active SG Cup Youth League, unfortunately, got a few incidents. Referee harassment has always been an issue. So even for something as simple as bargaining with referees, you see, or seemingly trivial, okay, it's a basic symptom of a fundamental lack of respect for officials, right? So from kids calling referees trash to a parent coming down to the stands to confront the ref, and then in that one particular scenario, in multiracial Singapore, that scenario, right, is easily a police case lah. So now again, we wait for the relevant parties to issue their statements to condemn this issue lor. Yeah. And speaking of the Youth League, just during the Youth League itself, right, we have a few missing things lah. We have a missing necklace. We have people missing their pants, even some wallets and some sticks lah. So there's a reason why we keep saying wait for the current teams to leave the hall before you come in, because things will go missing. See already? Right. So a good thing that I noticed, right, is that this season we have seen quite a few clubs bring their own crew to come and take photos and videos for their matches lah, and there's progress. Because as the clubs grow, they're going to have their own media crew to create their own content. So a vibrant media and content landscape is what I want to see. Right. So I'm only there as a fallback. So for those of you who keep asking me if I'm going to come down to take photos of you, I only got this to say lah. If God means God, if don't have means don't have. If you want photos or videos, then it's best you just drag your friends along, ask them to take pictures for you lah. Then by now, I think everyone should have seen this, released by the office. This is the event calendar for next year. So next year will be quite action packed, because at the beginning of the year, January, we have IVP already. IVP down here, yeah, January to Feb. Okay, and then during the March holidays, we have the WFCQ women's WFCQ. Okay, In May, we have the Men's U19 World Floorball Championships. Okay, and then should we qualify? Should the women's team qualify? We also have the World Games. And then we also have the World Championship here and the SEA Games at the end of the year. So if you notice, right, there's a little bit of overlap down here. Yeah, so it's going to be quite action-packed. So if you look at the list of items, list of events, there are a few notable missing events. The first one is the men's AOFC, because we also don't know when it's going to happen. The second one is SG Open. So SG Open people, please get in touch with the office to put it up on the calendar. And then with the Premier League. Premier League is going to start early. Premier League is going to start in March. We're going to end a little bit later than we did this last season. Yeah, so we have the extended season because of that, to thank for that lah. Yeah, so what are the repercussions of the extended season? I just now touched on it a little bit. This past year, right, has been plagued by injuries lah. With all the games taking its toll, especially at the tail end of the season when the games start to add up. So there were the multiple ACL injuries, there were the multiple concussion injuries, yeah, there were all the pushing, all the running, yeah, there can be a lot of different causes lah, and depending on who you ask, you can also point to the type of football we're playing lah. So it's just not just unique to us. It's the same with football. You see like how a lot of the players at the beginning of the season, they all complain like, oh, they have so many games that they are going to play, and then Man sees Rodri go and injure his ACL, and after that, right, you have that City's epic collapse. So as of today, after City's 1-1 draw against Everton over the weekend, City is just not over the weekend, now over Boxing Day, City is just 1 win in 12 matches. Yeah, so next year with even more games, right, injuries will be a cause of concern lah. So this kind of thing, any uni students out there, here's a thesis and FYB you can work on lah. So the relationship between the injuries and the game, but you can also don't just look at floorball, but also can look at all the other sports. Yeah, and also there's also the possibility of higher league fee, because you'll have to play 2 extra games. So for that 2 extra games, right, the match officials and the call bookings aren't going to be free lah. So someone has to pay for that lah. Okay lah, so that's it for the roundup and sneak peek. Next year we're gonna start early. It's going to be action-packed. Yeah, you all 自己保重啦. Take care of yourselves. Please don't injure the other people. And have a safe 2025. Yeah.